Hope you're having a good Tuesday. So yesterday we worked on understanding how to plot coordinates on a coordinate grid and how the points represented an ordered pair. Today we're going to work on representing real-world problems by graphing points in our first quadrant. So in 5th grade, we only deal with one coordinate grid, which is one quadrant. But if you look here, you'll notice that this could actually be made into 4 quadrants. And so we could have a graph over here and down here and down here. But we're just going to focus on quadrant 1, which is this side right here. And that's all we're going to look at in 5th grade. And so we're going to use our chart here to graph some real-world situations. So Michelle is training to run a race. Mitchell is training to run a race, and he is practicing by running laps around the track at his school, which could be a real-life thing. You could be practicing running laps, and each week he's able to run one more lap. So he's kind of keeping up with his running and making sure that he is getting more in and getting faster in his time. And so he uses a chart to record his laps. So if we look at this, we can see week 1, how many laps, week 2, how many laps, and so on. So let's look down here. So it says, if the pattern continues, how many laps will Mitchell be able to run after 7 weeks? When we look at our chart, we only go to 5 weeks. So if we continued this, we want to know 6 in the 7th week. Okay, so this would be after 7 weeks, how many laps could he run? So let's see if we see a pattern here. So every week, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he's getting one more lap, right? So then at 6 weeks, he would be running 7 laps. And at 7 weeks, he would be running 8 laps. And I'm going to stop right here because I completely forgot to remind you that you should have this cut out as well as the other page on your paper, and it should be glued in your math notebook. And I would really like if you were filling this in with me as I'm talking. So if you need to pause the video right now to do that, right now would be a great time. Okay, so let's go back here. So if our pattern continues, how many laps can he run after 7 weeks? Well, that's pretty easy. It would be 8 laps. And if the pattern continues, how many weeks will it take for Mitchell to be able to run 10 laps? So we now want to know how many weeks it's going to take him to do 10 laps. Well, we know that each week his laps grow by 1. So if we had 8, 9, 10, what week would this be? So we would fill it in. 7, 8 would go with 9 laps, and 9 would go with 10. So our answer here would be 9 weeks. 9 weeks. All right, so let's go back and look up at our coordinate grid. So how might he use this? Well, he may decide that he wants to show that he's growing. So he can turn these into coordinates. So we could make this 1, 2. This could be our x, and this can be our y. So we can go over 1 and up 2. We can go over 2 and up 3. If we go over 3 and up 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be our 3, 4. Over 1, 2, 3, 4 and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we could have kept going to graph this. But as you can see, he's increasing in his amount of laps each week, which means that his training is going really well. Okay? All right, let's look at one more example. And this is the other one that you should have glued inside of your notebook. So we have Cameron who's trying to buy a $12 action figure. He adds $2 to his piggy bank each week. Complete the rest of the chart and then use it to graph the amount of money Cameron has at the end of each week. Excuse me. So here we have our graph. So we can say this side is X and this is Y. So week 1, he saves $2 because it says he gets $2 each week. So week 1, he earns $2. Okay. Week 2, he would earn $4. Well, because he's going to add $2 each week, right? So if you had $2 here and we add 2, that's 4. If we add 2 more dollars, that becomes $6. If we add $2 more, he now has earned $8 in 4 weeks. If we add $2 more, that would be 10. And if we add $2 more, that would be 12, which is how much the action figure cost. So it's okay to have to continue the chart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would take him 6 weeks to do that. And so we're going to graph that. So the first week, week 1, he has $2. Week 2, so we're going to go over 2. He has $4. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Week 3, 1, 2, 3, and he saves $6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Week 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, he saves $8. Now we're going to go up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Week 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he saves $10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And week 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he saves $12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he finally reached his goal of $12. So if we look at our first question, by how many weeks will it take Cameron to save enough money to buy the action figure? Well, based off of our table in our work, $12, he would have it in week 6. Okay? All right, so let's see if we can figure out this next one. If Cameron wanted to keep saving until he had enough money to buy 2 action figures at a savings of $2 for $20, how long would he have to save? Well, if he can save $12 in 6 weeks, we need to figure out how many weeks it would take him to get that $20 if he's still going to save $2. So all we would have to do, again, is continue our pattern and just keep going. So 12, add $2, that would be 14. 14, add $2, that would be 16. 16, add $2, that's 18. 18, add $2, there's our $20. So now we need to add our weeks. So 6 was 12, so this would be 7, 8, 9, and 10. Some of you may even see the pattern if we do this side, the weeks, times 2, we would get, see it works for all this. 6 times 2 is 12, 8 times 2 is 16. That works as well. So if he wanted to save $20, it would take him 10 weeks. Okay? So today you're going to do more work on coordinates and ordered pairs and just how it looks in real world life settings. So you have a packet of work again that looks something like this. And so it's going to ask you, let's look at this one together. So if you will just go ahead and take out this packet that your sub has given you. I believe that it's Miss Jones. We're just going to do a couple together. So if you'll find this page, I don't know if it was in the front or in the middle or where it was, but we want to find the number of units between the points. So we don't really want to plot the points here. We just want to know how many units are between these points. So if we find A and B, we want to know how many points are in between these. Okay? So if we count, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just count how many more points would be in between them. And so our answer would be 6 units. All right, let's find between B and C. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one is 4 units, and then so on. Okay, you would do the same thing here, trying to figure out how many units are between the different vegetables. And then you just have some questions that could be real life things about students' desk in the classroom and things like that. So you will complete the front and back of this. And then you're going to have some more practice that looks like this. Again, all you're doing is graphing and labeling the coordinates. Remember, the first one is always X. The second one's always Y. We always go over to our friend's house and up to their room. So for number 1, we would go over 3 and up 1, 2, 3, 4. And see, we're right here at the 4. And we would plot that A. Okay, and you're going to do the same for all of them for the front and back. If you have any questions, just ask the sub, who I believe is Miss Jones, and she should have an answer key for this. Have a good day.